Hey guys, this is Manshark Sub LPs. I'm Sub, this is Crusader Kings II, and this is Millennia in the Making episode 84. We're currently playing as Kaiser Wilhelm the Fat, which must be an ironic name, of the Holy Roman Empire, and he is the son of Kaiser Ulrich III, who was the son of Kaiser Ulrich II, and all the way back to Duke Otto of Saxony, our original character. We're currently involved in two wars. One is the Holy Roman War for Countess Benoit's claim on Auxerre, and it's against Aubrey of the Angevin Revolt. So that's just for this little place in here, against a French revolutionary. We should win that, unless he declares that he's lost his war, which he shouldn't, because it's a little bit of a touch and go thing. And we're also involved in a war that will end in our favour, the Holy Roman Holy War for Tver, and it's against King Shipaz the Merry of Rus. And that's just for these two provinces here. We're really just getting that one started. So, let's continue. Now, I say as I immediately pause the game, I may try and blitz through this place. The Bishop of Pontigny. Yeah, let's do that. We've got enough money that our retinue won't matter too much here. Excellent. So that's given us 72% war score. How close are we? And we're going to blitz through this one because it's an easy one. There's only 400 guys behind the barricades. That's given us 82%. Still no peace offer. What else does this guy own? Blois. You know what? If we go over there and beat up the French, we'll just prolong the war, so that's a good thing. This one is held by a second Angevin revolt, but we don't have a Casus Belli on it. So that's fine. One of our internal revolts ended, that we literally just don't care about. We are probably going to be restoring the Papacy in this episode to Rome, because our truce with the Pope runs out 17th of July, 1074, which is in just about a year and a half. Okay, we're not actually going to be able to make much progress if we go up there. Let's see, can we declare war on the French? No. If we go up there, all we're doing is helping the French out. So let's head up here and defeat the actual revolutionary army. The Jewish faith is yet again replaced by the Samaritans. That seems to have happened maybe 3 times. Yeah, cool stories all over here. There's the actual siege going. Not too bad. Yeah, we could really just wait that one out. We don't have to go gangbusters on it like we are over here. We need to go gangbusters on this one because he may stop his little fight. Like, if he gives up, we're hosed. We've lost at that point. Still a no. This fellow is attempting to gather men to attack my territory. How assassinatable is he? Also, where is he? Gwynedd. Really? Gwynedd up here? You gotta be joking me. Oops. Okay, so we have 44%. We'll invite the Duke of Gwynedd, so that gives us another 14, which pops us up to 58%. You know what? We should be able to do this with a couple of well-placed bribes. Because if we go here and say, yeah, knock him off, yes, okay, it's a 40% chance of success, 42% chance of being discovered, and that'll be reduced to... Where are we? I'm not exactly sure how much it'll reduce it by. Let's check that out. So where is he exactly? Aberfrau in Gwynedd itself, which is this county here. So we'll send our spy master there to build the spy network. Okay, so it's increased to a 49% chance of success, 27 chance of being discovered. It's only 50 gold, but the problem here is if we succeed in a court, or even if we don't succeed, if we are caught, there's 27% chance the Duke of Gwynedd gets a free assassination attempt on us. Which, I'm going to be honest, is not great, because it's an immediate, it's basically death. And you know what, it isn't so bad, because then we'll get King Wilhelm here. But I'd like to... Let's see here. December. Okay. What we're going to do is pay people money, get them on board with the assassination attempt. Like the, you know, the plot assassination attempt. That guy's expensive. That should... This guy... 83 gold, what? It's an expensive way of doing it, but it's safe. And basically we're going to see if we can do that before December. This guy should have 2 years. Yeah, 1075 is when he'll start his invasion. Where is he going, Rouen? Oh, come on, you guys, get to Amiens. Alright. Let them get to Rouen, and then I'll come at them. Still not going to make it there in time. What happens if we go down to Vexen? He stops moving and goes back to EU. Yeah, so now we've got 118%. We can boost that a little bit higher. But I'm kind of loath to do that, to be quite honest. They should get that assassination over and done with fairly swiftly. Jeez, nobody likes this bishop, dude. Excuse me. I just want to avoid having 30,000 men show up on my doorstep and be like, hey, we're now here to, you know, take your stuff, I guess. Okay, I think I'm going to be able to catch these guys in Boulogne. Maybe. We'll see. No, apparently not, but they're headed up to Guiennes, which is a little strange. Oh, good, we have an assassination attempt on him already. Very nice. Where's he going? Wipers? The hell is he coming back to Wipers for? That's almost absurd. Looks like we won. Good on us. Alright, let me see. We have a big truce with Burgundy. Like for years, if I've got it right. Yeah, for 9 years. We've got no reasons for war for anything over here. We do have reasons for war in Anjou? Not Artois. Yeah, Anjou. But they're all claims for people who don't hold land in our territory. So it's kind of pointless. Additionally, we have a reason for war on this Aquitanian revolt, but it's for somebody, again, who doesn't hold land in our territory. I guess it's time to put the Italian plot into motion. Now, the Italian plot, for people who missed last episode, was we're going to take Pavia for ourselves. We have a personal claim on the place. Right there. Then we're going to immediately give it to somebody... looks like that's actually fucked up. Ancona was its own realm at some point. No worries, we're still going to take something from the Italian. We could take Urbino down here. We can't really take Parma here because it's held by somebody who doesn't hold land in our place. Arborea over here could be interesting, because the Count of Corsica does hold land, but, well, it's kind of annoying to get to. So we'll probably still be going for Pavia. I wouldn't mind if my Chancellor could, get his act together and get Cremona for us, or a claim on Cremona. At this point, we still have 4 years before we can check how our usurp status is there. Oh, good. We've got the capacity to buy more units. Another shock and skirmish retinue. Thank you very much. Okay, that's drained our coffers a little bit, so while this army here moves down to Italy, let's check out how the war in Rus is going. Pretty damn well. Not that there was much doubt. So after we're done with that, we'll probably be declaring on this guy for, well, the Duchy of Yaroslavl, because it is part of Rus. We still won't be able to take the Kingdom of Rus, even though we hold a lot of it. Oh, isn't that wonderful? We've succeeded at our plot, and nobody knows. Good. Another threat to the establishment taken out. Ostergotland has converted to the Catholic faith. Everything is wonderful there. We'd have a little problem up north here in that after we do Rus and Yaroslavl, we've got nowhere to go in Scandinavia from here because we'll have a truce with Rus. We may still be able to take Karjala though, after we're no longer at war with them because they've come into this war. A truce is expiring with Count Torgils the Careless, who owns Varmland, which we apparently have a casus belli on. Well, we'll definitely be taking that. It's part of Sweden. And while, again, Sweden has some... I don't actually think there's a King of Sweden. No, there isn't, so we should be able to make that title whenever we have 50% of the stuff. Which, at the moment, let's just check. At the moment, we need 6 more. You know, we could probably get that fairly easily if we really tried. Alright, let's smash. Nice and easy. So yeah, after this fight, we'll do Yaroslavl and then head back, take this army back over to Scandinavia. And deal with some stuff over there. We're going to wait this one out because that's a lot of men in this temple. And of course the Pope should be amusing. I'm not worried about these vassal inheritance things. I think they're this sort of false positive things. This guy should still be part of my realm when they're done. And this is my granddaughter. She should still be part of my realm when we're done. I believe. I mean, it's a bit of an issue because this is the Duchy of Dalmatia here. I don't think we have any reasons for war on them. We don't. They're allies. But, you know, maybe in the future we'll just fuck them over. Who knows? Excuse me. Yeah, it'd be really handy if you could, you know, fabricate that claim already, dude. 24 diplomacy, come on. Yeah, you can stop whatever you... No, you can't. Why is that? Because you're part of France. Fair enough. Fair enough. But yeah, things going quite nicely. I mean, our economy's picked up quite well. We're almost, well, not almost, we're getting to the point where we can invest in keeps or infrastructure again. I believe we were going to do keeps. I guess. Probably. And we're leaving noble customs alone. We're going to either advance majesty or legalism down here. And heavy infantry is the next military one. Speaking of, our spy master, on the 22nd of August, can get relocated back to Laodica, I think he was at. I should have checked. I didn't. I could go back and check, but fuck it. Alright, let's start the move. We'll get there on the 27th of August. The Italian king has the King of France as an ally, who we're not worried about. Alright, let's make that declaration. Yes, he raised up some troops, which was, as usual, a foolish move when we're gaming the system like we are. Very nice. We'll sit there for a little bit. That's his main army down there, it'll be. People trying to murder each other again. Wonderful. Excuse me. Another interesting thing of doing this is that, well, by destroying all the Italian armies, which we will probably have to do, we'll be, you know, bolstering the factions in the Italian realm. Again. Give it up, Russ. They won't give it up. They're not going to give it up forever because it's a holy war and they like that sort of thing. Interestingly, it looks like Yaroslavl took part of Chud. It's kind of interesting. I mean, a holy war for Chud would only get us one place. A holy war for Yaroslavl gets us 2. But let's have a look at kingdoms. Yeah, we do want the stuff on that side of a river, don't we? Yeah, that'll be fine. That's fine. We're still going to go for Yaroslavl when we get the when we get it going. I don't mind this Italian army gathering up, because it doesn't actually have the numbers to cause me trouble. King of France shouldn't actually join in. He likes us a lot. Yeah, so I don't mind them gathering up so that we can just smash them all at once, sort of thing. So we're just going to sit by and slowly besiege the citadel of Pavia. No biggie. Well, the good news about this war is we'll get a barony there. Actually, is this a holy war? I forget. Yeah, it's a holy war. So yeah, there's a barony there, which is good. Let's just speed it up a little bit. Don't try and kill somebody who I like. Okay, so now we move them over there, and we'll just get done with that war very swiftly. I'll get there on the 23rd of November. Yeah, see, they might have 7,000 men parked on our doorstep here, but, well, I don't care. Like, I really don't care. Never in a province with typhus, and just... Some things you do are very strange, AI. And he's actually in the troops fair. Which is a poor move, because 1, he's the king, and 2, he has a terrible military score. 5. He does have Brave, which gives him moral damage. Well, no, it gives him moral defense. Cruel gives him moral damage. But, well, whatever. We are going to go and take them down before they can get over 10,000, which I doubt they're actually going to get close to. But basically, we'll take Pavia, head on down, beat them up, and that honestly should be the war at that point. These guys are moving in to try and take that place back. The Kingdom of Pomerania is now part of the HRE. That's presented us with an issue, in that now the elector counts. So yeah, minus 30 because of elector titles held. Not too big of an issue at this point in time. But it's just something that lets us know, see, that's the HRE now. We're taking bits of the Wendish Empire away. We've still got 36 years before Poland becomes part of it. And yeah, you can see here we're integrating Hungary as well, but again, that'll be years away. Yeah, I don't particularly want to give out a lot of kingdom titles. So, what we seriously, one thing we have to do is pump the hell out of this. We need 2 more generations to get to high Crown Authority, and then put it over to Primo. Anything else is just subpar and not acceptable. I hate that the Pope made us change our stuff so that we could stop being a kinslayer. I mean, yes, we did need to do it, and we did do it intentionally, and we could have not done it. But, well, you know, we had to. We really needed to get rid of that penalty. That's a truce with another Danish fellow, a guy in Skane. Now, with Skane, we're going to let him keep Gotland. Or Bornholm, this is, sorry. We're going to let him keep Bornholm, and we're going to take Blekinjotham. The reason for that, for not taking both of them off him, is it'll stop Denmark from integrating into the HRE. Because we are still the King of Denmark, but it won't integrate unless we hold all of it. That's the theory, anyway. We're going to attack this army here. They're going to try and move off. They will move off successfully to this one up here. That's fine. I'll just chase them. And I should catch them. This guy wants to fabricate a claim on the county of Heves. Who's the current guy in Heves? Yeah, you can stop that. Countess Cecily's alright. Yeah. My grandson, the heir to the HRE, has founded the King Wilhelm faction for the HRE. Impatient much? I mean, yes, he is a dangerous faction all by himself because he has 20%. But honestly, if he comes at me and says, hey, you know, give me your stuff, I might just give it to him, to be honest. I mean, when we die, we'll be playing as him anyway. And I actually have a negative opinion of him now because he's a faction member. And some other stuff, but you know. Details. And there's the fight. Of course we're going to win it. But the center is a very tight contest. Not anymore it is, because we've just routed his left flank. Oh, geez, look at that. He's actually winning in the center. But left flanks made the difference there. Good stuff. Huh. Ah, wonderful. Yeah, so while our main flank lost a lot of men, and it's probably going to cost us some... Oh, another thing that's just happened. First of all, this guy, we just imprisoned him. You know what, let's try and ransom him. 70 gold, yes please. Pope's dead. Been succeeded by this guy who despises us. Of course he does. So that means that our truce with the Pope's over. Let's chase this army down. Get as much out of it as we can. But yeah, that's going to cost us a bit, this army reinforcing. Oh, the King of Rus is down there. They will flee. But yeah, new Pope's pretty good. Even though we were almost at the point where that truce was ending, yeah, it's nice to have. While this happens, I may just quickly wiki up exactly how the anti-pope thing works. Just, you know, to make sure. Scotland has converted to the Catholic faith. Wonderful. Yeah, we're going to catch those guys at least. There we go. Route them around the place a bit. While I quickly type in on my laptop. Try not to make it one of those big pauses. There we go. Nice. Okay, and now we're going to head down through there and all the way back to Vyazma. Because that's the war goal. I'm not too concerned about losing Laka here. We probably won't lose it, actually. Yeah, they've got like 9 more ticks. I've got maybe 2. And then I'll be heading on over. Well, it looks like she probably succeeded at that plot. Oh, well, good on her. Okay, let's see. Benefits. Every bishop in the realm of a controller will get a bonus of 10 towards the anti-pope rather than the pope. Every bishop that refers to the anti-pope of a proper pope in their liege will pay their taxes to the anti-pope, who gives half of his income to me. I can request excommunication of anyone in my realm. Well. Well. Do we have any vassals who we don't like? So there is this one, but if we go to excommunicate her, we'll get an insult with her relatives, and because she's a Littlefinger, that would be a bad thing. However, the Duchess of Brandenburg here is a member of the von Schwachau family who doesn't matter. And you can see here Pope Urban II. Well, he may just grant us this. Interesting. Okay, I just read something even better. Fuck that flag. Wow. It's not all that useful for us because we have a terrible stewardship score, even with our queen. But we could come here to Kempton and say claim, and we would actually be able to accept, like, you know, get our claim. That's the benefit of having your own anti-pope, it seems. That you can revoke get a claim on any titles within your realm and therefore revoke them at will. It does cost you piety, I think. Let me just check that. Yeah, 100 piety, and it degrades the anti-pope's opinion of us, But the Antipope has a massive positive opinion of us because he's our Antipope. So, very useful for internal stability, it seems. I'm very happy with that. Didn't actually know it. Trying to release Prince Nikolaus of Germany here. No, we're going to diplomatically explain why we can't. Nice and simple. Also, if the Pope has money, our Pope is infirm, by the way. That's not good. We can get a divorce. We can do whatever. It's good to control the Pope. There's a peace offer from the Russian, and we win. Done. Again, we have too much land. Gonna be really easy to get rid of this stuff now. Give it all out as it rightfully should be. How is this guy? Yeah, you know, he's pretty good. And he's really good at military as well, so it seems we've just gotten ourselves another commander. He's going to be the Count of Tver and Vyazma. And that should let him form or usurp the duchy when the time comes. He'll just send his army up to here so that they can get ready for their little war. Who does this guy have a war against? Charisma. Okay, well, good on him. Ah, excellent. Let's head on down here to Lucca. We don't want to go through Parma, we want to go through Genoa, because Parma has a river crossing and Genoa does not. For some reason. We've got a peasant revolt though, in Altmark. Yeah, so we're going to send the half-formed army up to deal with those, and they should be able to fairly easily. Well, speaking of half-formed, we can actually give them a couple more dudes to even out the flank. Okay, these guys are actually coming back into Pavia, so what I'm going to do is hold in Genoa. Unfortunately, Pavia has a river crossing from everywhere, so we're just going to have to deal with that when it comes to it. Come on. There we go. We'll get there in 9 days. Pretty sure we got there. Okay, flanks are all evened out. Let's go beat up some peasants. And some Italians, of course. There's their king. Yeah, they have terrible military stats. Barely worth watching, really. New Duke of Verona. Yep, Verona was always part of us. Since, you know, several episodes ago, I guess. Yep, as usual, we have beaten off the Italian armies. We did lose somebody. Exceptional military commander, unfortunately. Well, that's a shame. They're running to Cremona. So we just replaced him with Manfred. They're at 78%. They will accept the peace, but what we're going to do is beat up this army a second time and then get the peace off them. We killed the Prince Bishop. And we've pretty much wiped out their army and captured this dude. Let's ransom him back to himself. And you know what? We're going to keep on chasing this army down. The only exception will be is if the King of Italy pops up and says, oh my god, truce, 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 truce. In which case we'll just accept his offer. But nothing wrong with beating up the remnants of the Italians. Got a call to arms from the King of Ireland, who wants our help against the Irish Revolt. We'll accept, but the Irish Revolt, you know what, he might lose that. Yeah, he might lose that pretty easily, actually. He does have the men. If he moved them over, he could carry the day. But he's not doing it for some reason. Whatever, if he loses it, it's his own fault and I won't care. We have 100% war score against the Italian. Done. Okay, so we don't want to hold on to Pavia for much. Let's have a look at some claims that we have. We have a claim, allegedly a weak claim, a weak inheritable claim, on the Duchy of Anjou. It's currently involved in a war. The Pope may have to wait. Because we're going to give Gilbert Capet here Pavia. Now, Anjou, how are your wars going? That's fine. Now we're at war with Anjou. We're just going to waltz over and start beating up their stuff. We want to avoid taking out this army here, which is based from this province here, because that would probably end our war. Which isn't something I want to happen, quite obviously. And up here, Yaroslavl does have a few allies, but allies don't really matter when it's a holy war. Which it is. There's no baronies. That's just irritating. And it is a holy war, because, you know, holy wars are awesome. So we'll just continue with that. But what I was saying was allies don't really matter, because you know that most of the other members of a religion are going to join in anyway. Money's fine. We have a lot of people we could call into war if we had to. Pretty happy with that. Should unpause the game though. And we should have also caught these rebels. Maybe. Oh, that's kind of tight. Same day delivery. Ah. Well, we're going to go to Lubeck and across, because attacking across a major river is not something I want to do. How are the actual laws going? Lithuania is still elective. I can't change it to Primo this round. Pomerania is one that I can, but we've got vassals that have a negative opinion of us. We'll still try to do it before we die. Chiemont. Good, and because they're peasants, they don't have any decent commanders. Though, honestly, this guy here, pretty decent. This guy here was decent until he just lopped off a leg. If you were noticing, you saw his score went down from 10 to 2. Because being maimed reduces your martial skill. It's going to Lüneburg. We'll take the penalty because we're just routing an army. Okay, we've made it to this place. We're besieging it. Everything is good. How about you guys? Oh, come on. What I'm hoping is that this gives us a sizable piece of France and maybe lets us usurp it. At the very least, it'll give us a border with Patau. Or Poitou. This place. Which may help us out. Who knows? It'll also give us a border with Ireland. As bizarre as that sounds. Yep, peace, thank you, thank you. You guys can come back down to Oberbayern. Almost called it Österreich. Yeah, that's fine. I don't mind them seeing these duchies granted to new rulers, because I'd like this guy not to have so many duchies. A border with Ireland could be interesting. I mean, the Irish king is Catholic, but you never know. Okay, so it looks like we're headed all the way down to Anjou. Like that. Maybe if we do beat up this guy, we'll still be able to have our war. We'll have to see about that. My little hunchbacked daughter requires an education. Learning, I think. The Duchess of Brandenburg. Who doesn't particularly like me, but, you know, fuck that bitch. Stop it. Yeah, so we've got 23 titles that we can create. 3 of those are worthless to us. The Wendish Empire, the Kingdom of Frisia, and the Kingdom of Hungary do not need to happen. I'm deliberately leaving out the Kingdom of Hungary, even though we own it all and we're integrating it, because I don't want to keep stacking. On the off chance that I'm unable to convert the HRE to primogeniture, I don't want to keep stacking up these penalties. 2 is bad enough. We're going to get Poland before long, probably before the end of the next dynasty, or, you know, generation, I meant to say. So that's going to be really irritating. Unless we have really quick fire kings that last for 10 years. Because you need to last for 10 years. Actually, no, that's for changing the succession law. Not for changing crown authority, which is what we need to do. It's fine. Prince Nikolaus here is complaining about his cell. Blat. You don't like the accommodations? I got new ones for you. Alright, yeah, we're going to spear through this place. It does have a few troops behind it, but we're in a dominant position there. And we kind of want to stop this guy rampaging around, doing his thing. We want to get our war done with, nice and quick, to see how it goes. Goodo. Next one should be just as easy. Oh, also we kidnapped this woman. 26 gold, not bad. King of Germany is trying to kill Raoul Chateaunois. Look, I know you're the King of Germany and all that sort of stuff, but you should probably stop that. Just saying. I'm not releasing that guy, no matter what you say. Must be allied with Castile in this war. Yep. I saw this army here and was like, oh, why are they blue? And it's because they're allied with the Irish in the Irish War Revolution thingy. Which is fine. Doesn't impact on me any. Yes, I know. I know. What is this war up here anyway? Is it a revolution? Yeah, it's a Catholic uprising. Well, that's not great. If he has a Catholic uprising, he may become Catholic himself. That's how it works in EU. I'm not quite sure how it works in Crusader Kings. Oh well. If he becomes Catholic, we'll just have to do the usual dickery sort of thing. We kidnap some more fellows. They're all ransomable, so we'll get to that when we get to that. And we'll probably just sit on that one. One thing I'd like to do is avoid losing Chartres to the French in this war. And they're currently getting their siege on, so the quicker we do this, the better. So yeah, let's just attack through. Okay, there we go. We didn't get a win message for that somehow. We should have gotten a siege ended message, but we didn't. And yeah, we can't really chase the French out because we're not at war with the French. Vastman land has been converted. See, this is kind of a weird thing. We have our chaplain down here in Bihar, and the Tengri religion, which by all accounts is still a unreformed pagan religion with low authority, I want to say. Pretty good for a pagan religion, but still 24%. Still not able to convert the place. While we're converting all the Norse and Sulmanesco stuff, like, you know, nobody cares about it. Looks like we lost our Chancellor, who was utterly useless to us. Bernard is now our Chancellor, and he will be... Oh, there's 2 Italian revolts. Wow. Well, Bernard will be fabricating claims for us somewhere. Let's just have a little look at what we can do, though. Yeah, it's not bad. We'll probably be claiming Urbino if that revolt continues. And what are the revolts for? He holds Brescia. Okay. He's got 3 revolts on his hand. Lower Crown Authority. Onfroy of Italian Revolt, which we want to not have that one succeed. And Francois of the Italian Revolt. So, this is Onfroy here. We don't have a reason for war on him. This is Rambold. He's the guy who we have reasons for war on. And this is Francois, who we also have a reason for war on down in Arborea. On for young and old. Okay, so after this little thing in Anjou, we may... You know what? We'll probably send these guys down. We can definitely send them down to Arborea. We almost have enough ships from Tuscany itself to deal with that. Excellent. So we're not going to have to transport our full army across. We can transfer a smaller army across and besiege these fairly simple places. Sounds like a plan to me. We lost our marshal. No drama. And we're probably going to be putting him in... Yeah. Researching military tech in Nidabayan. And actually what we were trying to do was get our Chancellor to fabricate claims somewhere. I'm still thinking somewhere in this duchy. That one. Brescia. Whoops. Good, good. We're not going to be able to attack that one straight up. So we're just going to have to wait it out. Hope that they don't lose that province to the French in the meantime. Unless you're up for surrender. He is not up for surrender. God, we're losing guys all over the place. That was our chaplain, so we're just going to send him to proselytize again in Bihar. Next on the chopping block is probably our spy master. He's looking a bit long in the fang. And he should be studying technology down in Laodica. Yeah, it's really not getting as much as it used to, that spying tech thing. But, you know, price you've got to pay for being a technologically advanced nation. Also, we have 500 bucks. Stable sounds like a good idea, but what else do we have? Let's just click around. Training grounds. Done. More revenue is never a bad thing. Particularly when you're really trying to get those free armies up and going. The end of the episode is coming up, so we'll just get our armies into position and see how we're looking. Shouldn't be too bad. What's that? Betrothed can marry. Right. Yeah, no dramas. Whew. Yeah, our army is making this slow journey through this place, Italy. The reason why I don't want either of the civil wars which are to do with somebody's claim on Italy to win is because that will reset this timer again. Like, we're already, what are we at? We're at 4 years before we can actually work out anything about this usurping the Kingdom of Italy without manually counting everything, which I know nobody likes. So what we got to do is have this guy, Arsenio II d'Asti, be, you know, ruler of Italy for that period of time, or one of his descendants. Nobody can usurp the title before then, through war or whatever. That's good enough. Get me some boats. 55 from there, 8 from there, that'll do. Send them around, and we'll just make our declaration nice and quick. Declare war on Arborea. Go. Or for Arborea. And you can see now we're hostile to everything. The Italians still have a pretty decent army, actually. And transport capacity is fine. Load them onto the boats. Now, instead of... We've got two options here. This is actually the first time I think that we've done a sort of boat assault thing. So I'll head on over to the Côte d'Azur to show you what we could do. So two options. One, we could get these guys and land them. It'll be quick. There aren't any troops in the territory, so it'll be kind of alright. If there were troops in the territory, what I would do is take the boats, land them in Corsica. Still quick, and we'd still take the Strait crossing, if we were to attack then over from Corsica to Arborea, but it wouldn't be as significant a combat penalty. That being said, there's no troops there. And there aren't actually troops on the entire island. Another thing is that coming off a boat takes you to 50% morale, so by landing on Corsica they would have had a chance to restore some morale beforehand. We are going to keep these boats raised up. They're not costing us anything, but we are also going to keep a little eye on the opinion chart. Like, if a warning pops up here about vassal opinion. Because they are technically vassal levies. Stop your plots. Yeah, anything that the king is involved in, King Wilhelm II, is going to be a strong faction just because he's king of two places. We're obviously king of a lot more, and, you know, Kaiser on top of that. But it's still a thing. And yeah, we're probably going to wait this siege out just because we're basically at half the strength that we normally are with our armies here. And it's still not going to be a very slow siege. Like, really. The bishopric might take us longer. Pope next episode, I promise. Okay, the French have taken at least one holding. Okay, there's our vassal levies raised penalty. The Duke of Tuscany loves us. He's got plus 300 against us because we, you know, gave him these titles. King of Germany is another matter. Oh, he's actually aged up. He has a pretty bad martial stat. I wish it told us that he'd aged up. I didn't realize that all of a sudden. Who's educating this guy? Oh, some theologian. But, you know, underhanded rogue isn't the worst thing possible. He still gets a fertility boost from it. Can we marry him to anybody? Nobody I'd care to. Oh well. Make your own marriage, kid. Wonderful. We'll move them across. No peace yet. And we should be able to take this citadel fairly shortly. Seniority succession, really? Somebody wants to do seniority succession on me. Get fucked. Seniority succession is a terrible idea, by the way. It always ensures that you have short reign penalties. What it is the oldest member of your dynasty inherits. It's a good way to consolidate titles, as the loading screen tips will tell you, but for some reason it happens to shorten your lifespan. Simply because you will be the target of assassination plots by everybody in your dynasty. Because everybody in your dynasty has a chance of inheriting if they kill enough people. So lots of kinslaying, all that sort of nasty business. But again, like, look at it this way, see, right now we're 56 years old. Our heir is 17. So if we died right now, we would have a good long period of leadership. Now, who is the oldest member of our dynasty who is alive? I don't see anybody at the step above us, because this is us here. But it could be hiding some people from us, like over here or something like that. But let's just humour that for a little bit. So say we died right now. Baldwin of Culm would inherit before our actual nominated heir. I mean, he probably won't, because there's going to be somebody older, like Prince Gottschalk there. But it's just all over the place, and it's annoying. Oh, we lost the... Well, we had the Holy War for Arborea annulled. That's alright. So now we put these boats back out to sea. They get there in 3 days. And we can just take our guys up there. And they'll get there in 7 days. That's instead of marching them all the way back to Corsica. And the good news now is we can just go and shove these guys in, let's say, Lucca. Or actually, no, Lucca is a good one. I'm going to put him in Pisa anyway, because Urbino is our next target for the war. So that's kind of good for us, because it means that one of the claimant wars is over. So let me just check that was the right one that we're doing. Yep, it certainly is. To Rambot here. Yeah, we could either take Parma, but then we wouldn't get it. This woman would. Or Urbino, in which case this guy gets it. And, well, he's our vassal, so good on us. And yeah, what we're really looking at doing here is just taking more of Italy. However, we're almost over time, so we're going to call it right there. So as usual, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below and I'll get to them as soon as possible. If you liked the video, go ahead and give it a like. And if you would like to see more of this sort of thing, please hit that subscribe button. But, in the meantime, I've been Sub, you've been yourselves. Later.